Numbers. Chapter 5. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel that they send out of the camp every leper and everyone that has a discharge and everyone who is unclean because of a dead person. You shall send out both male and female, you shall send them outside the camp so that they will not defile their camp, where I dwell in their midst. And the children of Israel did so and sent them outside the camp, just as Jehovah had spoken to Moses, so the children of Israel did. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, when a man or woman commits any sin that men commit, so as to act unfaithfully toward Jehovah, and that person realizes his guilt. Then they shall confess their sin which they have committed, and he shall make restitution according to its principle for his wrong and add to it 1/5 of it and give it to the one whom he has wronged. But if the man has no kinsman to whom restitution may be made for the wrong, the restitution which is made for the wrong goes to Jehovah for the priest, in addition to the ram of the expiation, by which expiation is made for him. And every heave offering of all the holy things of the children of Israel, which they present to the priest, shall be his. And everyone's holy things shall be his, whatever anyone gives to the priest, it becomes his. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, If any man's wife goes astray and acts unfaithfully toward him, and a man lies with her and has sexual relations, and it is hidden from the eyes of her husband, and she is undetected, and she is defiled, and there is no witness against her since she was not caught in the act. And a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he is jealous of his wife, and she has defiled herself, or if a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he is jealous of his wife, and she has not defiled herself. Then the man shall bring his wife to the priest and bring her offering for her, 1/10 of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it nor put frankincense on it, for it is a meal offering of jealousy, a meal offering of remembrance, bringing iniquity to remembrance. And the priest shall bring her near and set her before Jehovah. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and the priest shall take some of the dust that is on the floor of the tabernacle and put it into the water. And the priest shall set the woman before Jehovah and let the hair of the woman's head go loose and put the meal offering of remembrance in her hands, which is the meal offering of jealousy, and in the hand of the priest shall be the water of bitterness that brings the curse. And the priest shall make her take an oath and shall say to the woman, If no man has lain with you and if you have not gone astray to uncleanness while under the authority of your husband, be immune to this water of bitterness that brings the curse. But if you have gone astray while under the authority of your husband and if you have defiled yourself, and a man besides your husband has lain with you, then the priest shall make the woman take an oath with the oath of cursing, and the priest shall say to the woman Jehovah make you a curse and an oath among your people, when Jehovah makes your thigh waste away and your womb swell. And this water that brings the curse shall go into your bowels and make your womb swell and your thigh waste away. And the woman shall say, Amen, Amen. And the priest shall write these curses in a book, and he shall wash them off into the water of bitterness. And he shall make the woman drink the water of bitterness that brings the curse, and the water that brings the curse shall enter into her and become bitter. And the priest shall take the meal offering of jealousy out of the woman's hand, and he shall wave the meal offering before Jehovah and bring it to the altar. And the priest shall take a handful of the meal offering as its memorial portion and burn it upon the altar, and afterward he shall make the woman drink the water. And when he has made her drink the water, then if she has defiled herself and has acted unfaithfully to her husband, the water that brings the curse will enter into her and become bitter, and her womb will swell, and her thigh will waste away, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. But if the woman has not defiled herself and is clean, then she will be immune and able to conceive seed. This is the law of jealousy when a wife, while under the authority of her husband, goes astray and defile herself. Or when the spirit of jealousy comes upon a man, and he is jealous of his wife. He shall set the woman before Jehovah, and the priest shall apply to her all this law. And the man shall be free from iniquity, but that woman shall bear her iniquity. Numbers. Chapter 6. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when a man or a woman makes a special vow, the vow of a Nazirite, to separate himself to Jehovah. He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, he shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink, nor shall he drink any juice of grapes, nor eat fresh or dried grapes. All the days of his separation he shall eat nothing that is produced by the grapevine, from the seeds even to the skin. All the days of his vow of separation no razor shall pass over his head. He shall be holy until the days are fulfilled for which he separated himself to Jehovah, he shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow long. All the days that he separates himself to Jehovah he shall not come near a dead person. He shall not make himself unclean for his father or for his mother, for his brother or for his sister, when they die, because his separation to God is upon his head. All the days of his separation he is holy to Jehovah. And if anyone dies very suddenly beside him so that he defiles the head of his separation, then he shall shave his head on the day he becomes clean, on the 7th day shall he shave it. And on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And the priest shall offer one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, and make expiation for him because he sinned by reason of the dead person. And he shall sanctify his head that same day. And he shall separate to Jehovah the days of his separation and shall bring a male lamb a year old for a trespass offering, but the former days shall be void because his separation was defiled. Now this is the law of the Nazirite when the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought to the entrance of the tent of meeting. And he shall present his offering to Jehovah, 1 male lamb a year old without blemish for a burnt offering, and 1 female lamb a year old without blemish for a sin offering, and 1 ram without blemish for a peace offering. And a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, and their meal offering and their drink offerings. And the priest shall present them before Jehovah, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings to Jehovah, with the basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall also offer its meal offering and its drink offering. And the Nazirite shall shave the head of his separation at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and take the hair of the head of his separation and put it on the fire that is under the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall take the boiled shoulder of the ram and 1 unleavened cake out of the basket and 1 unleavened wafer, and shall put them into the hands of the Nazirite after he has shaved the head of his separation. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Jehovah. It is holy for the priest, together with the breast of the wave offering and thigh of the heave offering. And afterward the Nazirite may drink wine. This is the law of the Nazirite who vows, that is, of his offering to Jehovah for his separation, in addition to what he can afford, according to his vow which he vows, so he must do according to the law of his separation. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, Thus you shall bless the children of Israel, you shall say to them, Jehovah bless you and keep you. Jehovah make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Jehovah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. So shall they put my name upon the children of Israel, that I myself may bless them.